In tonight's headlines, a police officer opens fire on an armed man who allegedly ignored repeated warnings after attacking his family members in North Point. Shanghai is shut down as Typhoon Bebinca, the strongest storm to hit the city in 75 years, makes its landfall. And former US President Donald Trump becomes the target of an apparent assassination attempt at his golf club just 9 weeks after he survived another attempt on his life. Police on Monday defended an officer's decision to fatally shoot an armed man who allegedly suffered from mental illness and tried to attack one of the officers after hurting his own family members in a subdivided flat in North Point the previous night. Superintendent Sing Kwok-ming said in a briefing this morning that they had no other choice but to shoot the man, who was wielding a knife and a pair of scissors while dashing towards officers despite their repeated warnings to disarm. Facing threats to life, the police officer, with 8 years of experience, made an appropriate choice to shoot the attacker, said the police. When asked whether it was necessary to open fire at the suspect's chest, Singh said it was out of professional consideration, as officers are required to shoot what was called the center of mass, the biggest part of the body of the target. The injured attacker was given cardiac resuscitation before being transported in unconscious state to Rottenji Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead. According to the family of the deceased, he had a record of schizophrenia and was recently found to have relapsed. Officers received a call from the attacker's wife around 9:20 p.m. last night that the man had attacked his 68-year-old mother, injuring her head and left hand. The wife locked herself in a room and escaped the assault. Singh acknowledged that it was an unfortunate incident and expressed condolences to the suspect's family. The case is now under investigation. Quentin Yang, Cable News. The man, who was shot dead by police last night after attempting to harm others in North Point, was said to have suffered from schizophrenia, but was assessed as non-violent during his recent hospital visit in July. According to his family members, he had been under treatment at a public hospital since 2017. He was administered psychiatric medication after being evaluated as stable during his last visit, with a follow-up appointment scheduled for next month. Crystal Yuan, community organizer of the Society for Community Organization, acknowledged that there is shortage of medical resources in public psychiatric outpatient services, which could lead to the doctor's negligence on some updated symptoms during the very limited consultation time. Hospital authorities' data showed that over 52,000 new patient appointments were recorded last year, while urgent cases could be handled within a month. Stable cases face an average wait time of 8 months. In response to a similar incident occurred last June when a man, reportedly with a history of mental illness, carried out a knife attack at the shopping mall in Diamond Hill. The government proposed 10 enhanced measures to provide comprehensive support for mental health. However, Yuan raised concerns about their limited effectiveness due to the ongoing shortage of healthcare personnel. She stressed that family members and close friends should play a crucial role in recognizing changes in patients' conditions and reach out for professional help once noticing signs of relapse. Quentin Yang, Cable News.
The number of consumer complaints against physical fitness keeps growing, while authorities continue to provide assistance to former employees 1 week after the Wanchai branch of the now-defunct fitness chain reopened under a new brand name. The Consumer Council said it has received 4,191 complaints involving nearly $140 million so far, and urged consumers to be vigilant when they consider signing the transfer application form.
Don't be rushed in signing the application form as presented by the new merchant right now, because the terms on the form is a little bit confusing and also unclear. It looks like an application form to a new membership, but on the other hand, the new merchant said, they are not liable to the service of the existing merchant.
The council said it has yet to reach the new operator and will keep trying to reach out. Meanwhile, the Federation of Trade Unions held a third consultation meeting for physical fitness staff, inviting representatives from the Labor Department and the Mandatory Provident Fund Authority to answer staff's questions.
僱主咧都未簽呢個無力償還呢個聲明書嘅。
Lawmaker Kuo Wai-kyung said the employer of physical fitness has not signed a statement of insolvency so far, citing the Labor Department that they are expediting the trial process at the Labor Tribunal.
A man has pleaded guilty to sedition for wearing a T-shirt with a protest slogan, becoming the first person to be convicted under the city's controversial national security law known as Article 23. Chu Kai-pong, 27, pleaded guilty to one count of doing with a seditious intention and act or acts that had a seditious intention. She was arrested near Shakmun MTR station on June 12 when he wore a T-shirt with 2019 protest slogan, Liberate Hong Kong, Revolution of Our Times, plus a mask printed with the letters FDNOL. FDNOL was an acronym for another protest slogan, 5 demands, not one less. While Chu's lawyer Stephen Kwang clarified with the court that this slogan had not been ruled illegal and had a different meaning entirely. Moreover, there was no proof that people were affected or incited within the 25 minutes that Chu had the T-shirt on. Kwang agreed that a custodial sentence would be the only choice, but hoped the court would afford Chu the maximum one-third sentence discount for his guilty plea. Chief Magistrate Victor So adjourned sentencing to Thursday.
Hong Kongers are urged to be aware of the heavy metal released by ceramic tablewares and to pay close attention to the details of changes in flight arrangements when they travel. The Consumer Council said over 40% of the 30 ceramic tableware models they tested contained harmful heavy metals, with 35% releasing various concentrations of lead and over 10% releasing cadmium under normal use. While the watchdog said the levels detected were below the upper limits stipulated by relevant international and mainland standards. It prompted manufacturers to review their production processes to further reduce the risk of heavy metal release. Separately, the consumer watchdog said it has received 1,057 complaints against airlines in the first 8 months of this year, mainly about prepaid add-on services. One of the complaints involved a family of 4 traveling to Tokyo, paying extra for specific seats on their return flight. But they were told that they could not sit in the purchased seats and were arranged for alternative window seats in the same row, only to find the windows blocked off and covered with a magazine rack upon boarding the flight. The airline explained that a change in aircraft type was the reason for this inconvenience and ultimately refunded $560 for the additional payment. The council reminded travelers to keep all booking records for evidence when disputes arise.
Consumers should pay close attention to the scope of change when being notified of any changes to their flight. If they do not wish to accept the new arrangements, they should promptly reach out to the airline or booking agent to follow up. Airlines should also strive to accommodate the needs of consumers.
Evelyn Bai, Cable News.
Shanghai has experienced a complete shutdown of 4 districts, with transportation halted and over 410,000 residents evacuated after Typhoon Bebinca, the strongest one to hit Shanghai in 75 years, made landfall in the megacity around 7:30 this morning. Trees were uprooted and light poles toppled down in the downtown areas by gales and torrential rains. Most of the flights at the Pudong and Hongqiao airports were cancelled today, despite the city was expected to receive a significant number of domestic visitors on the second day of the three-day Mid-Autumn Festival holiday in the mainland. Meanwhile, a total of 153 passenger ferry routes were suspended in the neighboring Jiangsu province, as Babinka is making its way westward. Local authorities have cancelled all celebration and tourism activities province-wide and relocated over 400,000 people to safety. Though the power of Babinka is degrading as it presses into the inland, most eastern provinces in the mainland will brace harsh typhoon weather in the coming days.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump appeared to be target of an assassination attempt again at his own golf club in Florida Sunday afternoon. He was golfing on his course when Secret Service agents saw a rifle barrel poking out from bushes about 300 to 500 yards away from Trump, as they cleared holes of potential threats ahead of his play. The agents fired at least 4 rounds of ammunition at a man who subsequently fled the scene in a car, leaving an AK-47 rifle, 2 backpacks and a GoPro camera. The suspect was later apprehended on a highway. No injuries were reported. Reports said the person detained is 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Roth, a self-employed builder in Hawaii who criticized Trump on social media and expressed support for Ukraine. He also had past felony convictions, including carrying a concealed weapon. Police searched his home in North Carolina, where he was registered as an unaffiliated voter. However, having seemed to have voted for Trump in 2016 and in 2020, he wrote on social media that he was disappointed at the former president, saying that "I will be glad when you're gone." Sources indicated the FBI's investigation into an apparent assassination attempt will be global, and there was no immediate indication of a motive. Trump was safe and described the incident as certainly an interesting day. He thanked the Secret Service and law enforcement for keeping him safe. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden said he was relieved and will ensure that the Secret Service has every resource to protect Trump, while Vice President and Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris said she was disturbed and condemned political violence. The apparent attempt on Trump's life came just 2 months after he was shot at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, sustaining a minor injury to his right ear. The gunman was killed on site. The latest incident not only has unpredictable political consequences on the heated election, but also raised new questions about presidential candidate security. Officials acknowledged that because Trump is not in office, the full golf course was not cordoned off. Anna Chan, Cable News.
And the Emmy goes to Shogun.
History was made on the 76th Emmy Awards when Shogun, a period epic based on a novel, became the first ever non-English language series to win for Best Drama. Shogun also broke the record by grabbing a total of 18 awards, the most Emmys ever for a single season of a television series, including Best Directing, Best Actor and Best Actress in the category. With lead stars Hiroyuki Sanada and Anna Sawai, both became the first Japanese actors to win Emmys.
The Emmy goes to Hacks.
For Best Comedy Series, Hacks from HBO was the surprise winner over the defending champion The Bear, which collected 4 other big wins, including Best Lead Actor, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Directing.
The Emmy goes to Baby Reindeer!
Netflix breakout Baby Reindeer also won 4 awards, including Best Limited or Anthology Series and 2 acting awards.
And the Emmy goes to Jodie Foster!
Hollywood star Jodie Foster was named Best Actress in a limited or anthology series for True Detective Night Country, her first Emmy win after being nominated 3 times prior.